good morning, good evening, or good afternoon. Whatever time it is, thank you very much for joining me back in my garage. Today, I have a super exciting episode. I'm talking about checking your fluids. Fluids for your vehicle. It's something you need to do to make sure you have a happy, healthy vehicle. And today, I'll be talking how to check them. I'm going back to the basics. I've had this question asked a couple times and I figured, let's do it. Let's go ahead and run through it real quick to how you check your fluids to make sure your car is happy. Now with this, I'm doing a Ford F-150 2007, but whatever your vehicle is, you need to check your owner's manual. I have mine right here because this has all the information that you need to know. If I show you right here, what type of fluids and what type of stuff it likes, what it needs. It's going to tell you the engine oil, transmission fluid. It's going to tell you the coolant. Whatever you need to put in your engine to make sure it is happy, it will tell you exactly what it wants. Like for my coolant, let's see, transmission fluid, it's going to need Motorcraft. Oh, here we go, engine oil. Motorcraft SAE 5W20. Now, of course, it doesn't have to be Motorcraft. You can use one of the Mobiles or the other brand, but you know that it needs 5W20. Same thing with coolant and anything else that you're going to put in your vehicle, it's going to tell you. So make sure you consult your owner's manual. So the first one for me is the windshield wiper fluid. Easiest one to check. They actually write it right on the top. It says windshield wiper fluid, and it's usually over in one of the corners. And all you have to do to check it is open up the cap and look inside. And as you can see, it's empty. That's kind of what precipitated this video. I figured I'm going to do this anyway, so make a video out of it. So I need to fill up my windshield wiper fluid. This one, and I'm just going to fill it up. Super easy. And the biggest thing that you want to make sure that your windshield wiper fluid is full, because if it's empty and you keep trying to use it, you're going to be running that pump while it's empty. And that's a super bad thing because you can actually burn out your pump if you keep trying to run it and it's empty. So make sure your windshield wiper fluid is full and you won't have to change out your windshield wiper fluid pump. Now, mine is full. Oh, a little bit more. I can get rid of this. And there we go. Next up, let's go ahead and check the coolant. Now the coolant reservoir in my truck is back here on the driver's side in the top left corner, I guess you can call it. And one thing that you will need when you're checking your fluids is just like a paper towel, a rag, something that you can wet so you can clean it off. Because these things are going to be a little bit dirty, but you want to see on top of them. Because they're going to tell you everything you need to know. Like mine is telling me that you do not use orange fluid. It is hot and it is pressurized. So you want to check this while the engine's off and while it's cool. Easy. So you can just look on the side, and as you can see, they have lettering, or it tells you with some lines. It says cold fill here, and it has the two ranges on the top and on the bottom. Mine is right there in the middle, so mine is good. If you need a fluid, all you have to do, consult your owner's manual and check. And mine tells me that I need Motorcraft yellow coolant. So you just go down to the car store. You can even tell them, I need Motorcraft yellow, yellow fluid. And they'll show you right where it is. And you can get some, fill up your coolant, make sure your car is happy. Next is the brake fluid, right next to it. Same thing. This one has the filter or the range on it also. So you can just clean it on off. And just look at the side. Oh, mine's on the side right here. It has a max arrow. So you want to make sure that you do not go above the max. Easy. Same thing. If you do need fluid, go ahead, go down to the car store, check your manual, and you'll see what kind it needs. Motorcraft most likely, because mine's a Ford, but whatever your car needs, and get it, and you can refill it. That way your car is happy. I can't say it enough. Now, if I'm going to change angles a little bit, you look over here at the power steering, a steering wheel on it. That's going to tell you that it is a power steering fluid. The easiest way to know is you can just look at it. The brake fluid right over here You can tell because it has the big breaker, the big booster, or if you just see the big metal bulge, you'll know that's the booster. That's going to be the brake fluid. And for the engine coolant, I should just say real quick, it has tubes that lead up to the radiator. Easy so you can tell. Same thing with the power steering fluid. It has right on the side, I'll look at it. I have to wipe it off a little bit. It's a little bit dirty. It has a max and a minimum and a medium. Mine's right at medium. So, good to go. Next, let's go ahead and check the engine oil. So for my engine oil, my dipstick is located right next to my fuel cap. But if you can't find yours, consult your owner's manual. It should tell you, or it will tell you exactly where your dipstick is. And from here, you just need to pull it out and keep pulling. Mine's pretty long, some are kind of short. I've seen all kinds of them. And you're just going to want to pull it all the way out and you just wipe it off. You don't want to take that first reading. You want to make sure it's nice and clean. You can also reference it, and it's going to have right on here, it's going to have a cold line, or it's going to say cold, and it's going to have some hatch marks. That is going to be your range. You're going to usually want to take it right in the middle. And it says actually right on here, I'll read it to you. Don't add if in hatch or cross hatch area. So, don't add past that. Now my engine is warm. I ran it for about I drove home, let it set a little bit. It is kind of cold, so I ran it for about 10-15 minutes to let it warm back up. And then I turned it off so I can be able to talk and you guys can hear me. So I'm putting it back in. Now when you put it back in, you're not going to want to put it all the way down where it's seated. You're going to want to put it down just to the top and you'll feel it where it hits. You push it down more and it seats. So you take it out or you put it down to right where it seats on the tube and you can feel the two stages. And you just pull out again. And for mine, I can see that it is right in the middle of the hatching. So my engine is good with the oil. You can also look at the color of it to make sure it's not burnt. I know mine's good because I actually just changed it and did a whole bunch of flushes, so mine's alright. So I'm just going to put it back in. And with all these, when you're checking the fluids, make sure that you seat it. Make sure you close the caps and just go one by one and make sure all these are sealed back up afterwards. Like your coolant, you want to make sure it's sealed because it's pressurized. So that's a good thing to check, and when you're all done, make sure you check them one last time. And there we go. In less than 10 minutes, you can make sure your car is running happy and healthy. As I said, if one of those fluids is a little bit low, it's not too big of an issue. But if you have to keep refilling one of those fluids, you keep noticing that it's low, low, low all the time, it's telling you that there's an underlying issue. They should not have to be refilled all the time. You just check them every once in a while. With the transmission, I should add that that's the only one that you can't add straight from the bottle. You have to have the special funnel. I got it at the car store for like $2. It's very cheap, and it's just a funnel, but it has a longer tube, a plastic tube on it, and you just plug this straight into where the dipstick goes. You just take it out, plug the funnel in, top off just a little bit, and you are good to go. And with that, as always, thank you very much for watching. If you think I did something right, wrong, comment on it. As I said, this is why I did this whole video. People were asking, how do I check my fluids? I kind of was like, I don't know, but I'm here to help, and hopefully I help somebody out. Hopefully. And leave those comments. Like the video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, hey, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe to the channel. And thank you very, very much for watching. I appreciate all the comments, all the likes, all the emails, Twitter, whatever you want to do, reach out to me. I appreciate it. I try and get back I'm busy, but I try. And with that, as always, ride safe and keep two wheels on the road.